Okay, so right now, what you can see me doing in the future of 2440 is making duplicates for company codes at the time. That's pretty much what Austin Code does. That's what Austin Energy does. That's what LCRA does. That's what Austin Parks and Wildlife, Austin Parks and Recreation, Austin Parks and Pizza. Um, that's pretty much what they do. So, we want to just be able to make codes to be able to support more for placement options and, being able to use more of a lateral area for reserve space at the time. So, that's pretty much where you're working with 1978 to 2024 and, working with the new premium models of Z71, SS, SRT, RT, RST, messing with the special trim areas, and that's pretty much what we're learning about on codes and ratios at the time. So that's pretty much where we're using those details for as much we put in the order compound, and being able to use our squares for order compounds at the end of the day for at least $9,800 in reference, going out for that new update of upkeep at the end of the day. So, it's pretty much working with at least 9 months, 9 weeks of update history. So, whatever you're learning from, that Jackson Hewitt Yugo or that Google Docs or that AIG fully loaded, whatever you're learning from there, it's pretty much its premium measures for what it does individually towards its landscape protection areas at the time. So it's pretty much protecting more of its storage promotions, and more for its landscape protection as well. So it's pretty much where it's doing majority of that good stuff. So that's pretty much what I promote as well, the landscape manager. So, it's being able to keep more content on the landscape and using more of a 2015 instead of a 2002. So, whatever we're doing, we're being able to urbanize as part of iOS 8 and iTunes. So, we want to be able to urbanize and update since 2002. So, that's pretty much what we've been working with for the last past 8 months so far. So, that's pretty much as we working with different levels of that, working with, 81 to up to 18 different levels of compounds and components that we eat, on a normal daily basis from 1989 to 2083. And, this is just a compound of that good stuff. So, it's pretty much where this has been harvested and, being able to be, savored for, hard times and long times. So, it's pretty much as you make something to eat from your not just from tax county, but from state local country as well. So, it's pretty much where you're looking at local country of Bee Cave, Cedar Park, McKinney Falls, Arbor Walk, Bog Homes, Dick Nichols and Dip Martin. Just playing with different colonies of the countries at the time. So it's pretty much working between at least 358 countries, and being able to determine which part of Austin you're in. That's at least working with at least 348 different coordinates of 358 coordinates at the time. So it's pretty much where you're using that wholesale with the sales tax and with the subtotal as well. So it's pretty much where you're using at least $28,882.82 to promote more for that good sales tax. So it's pretty much working with orange, green, and blue sufficiencies of 1890 to 2020 at the time. So, that's pretty much where you're working with 4.1, 19.1, 9.1. You're working with all types of districts within that trial. So, that's pretty much working with, 9700, 3700, 94 times, 34 times, 64 times. It's just being able to know more about your common recommendations of common factors at the time, instead of it being common greater factors, just common factors. So, that's pretty much where you're just using that with the codes that you see on the barcodes, and being able to use them with your lifeline series of favorite numbers, or being able to use your intuitive composites at the time. So, it's just being able to synchronize that on your memory pad, and being able to use it for how you want to feel for your next hydration, or your next gathering, or however you want to detail yourself. So, it's primarily meant for commercialism, and it's pretty much what it's used for. So, it's pretty much part of 1989 to 2002 to 2015 to 2022, and it's pretty much where it's been at for the past 8 years. So, it's pretty much where we've been making more of a accomplish of that good stuff. So, other than that, we're working with different square facilities of being able to transport 9 meals out, 6 meals out, 3 meals out, and do it rapidly. So, it's pretty much where you're seeing the third grade intuition come out of it. And so, that's pretty much what makes the job look easy, simple, and make believe. So, that's pretty much what keeps it pushing, a little bit, from a certain tyranny. So, that it does spark the enjoyment out on that good stuff. So, that's pretty much where you're using, more of 37% of self-evidentry right there. That's pretty much where it's coming from, is Alabama, and that's pretty much where you're using more of self-evidentry as far as knowing more about one dimension and one meaning at the time. So, it's pretty much working about one dimension and one meaning. So, it's pretty much where you're using more of example of one person not fully thinking as full as they need to be in order to get through their 91, 61 path. So, everybody's like, fuck them at the end of the day. So, that's pretty much what that self-evidentry means at the time. So, that's part of the reason why it's void content, invalid response, and part of the self-evident cabin in its league. So, it's pretty much a 4.1 detail where it's using it's a 4.1 detail where it's using vice versa electric on 2003 to 2023 at the time. So, it's pretty much being able to use more of that common ratio for, what you see on a normal daily basis, but, for a common good reason at the time. So, that's pretty much looking at 87, 77, 23 different communities of good faith. And, what you're fighting for is a better destination of landscape and coverage at the time. So, it's pretty much, wanting cricket and Metro PCS, you want T-Mobile and Sprint. So, that's pretty much, what we're using as far as, being able to be applicable for Southwest and Delta at the time. So, that's pretty much where you're using more for Southwest and Delta for, 97 years, 87 years, 37 years. And, being able to use it, for reliant reasons. Office management is it's a good reason for that good stuff. So, that's pretty much, a good placement that I'm in today that put me in there. That's at least 98 reps, it's 48 reps, and 84 reps. So, that's pretty much what I get, for being able to be much compositive to my demands at the end of the day. So, that's sharing 93, 47, 71 different files of that good stuff. So, that's pretty much where that good stuff gets tended for completing files and making more reference toward, what makes your individual company better. So, what I did was, I just was able to give a full, complete response of something that was 98%, my direction of how I wanted to implement my company, and my direction of area at the time. So, if I wanted to be an area manager, what would I do and how would I retrieve it? So, it's just being able to be more of a district coordinator of his default, and being able to be part of the inventory specialist default, if that matters. So, that's pretty much how my events are, collaborated at the time. So, it's pretty much using 2017 with 2028 with 2032, and being able to use better benefits of bonus futures. It's pretty much what we use to complement more of that longitude of area at the time. So, as much space as it carries distance as well. So, it's pretty much where we want to be able to carry distance and be able to carry kilometers and meters as well, with that as well, with as it being a code of measurement for many of centuries of decades at the time. So, it's pretty much using my birthday with Christmas, with Easter, with Thanksgiving at the time. So, that's at least sharing 23 reps a month, 83 reps a month, 93 reps a month, and it's using standard form as well. So, it's pretty much, a good common vote that you would want to have to, be able to promote your democracy at the end of the day. So, it's pretty much, one of those Hawaiian punch or high seas that would advance today at the end of the day. So, that's pretty much Celtics, Green Bay. You use the majority of that good stuff. So, that's pretty much using, at least 32% of forward balances, that we use in 2028 to 2095 at the end of the day. So, that's pretty much where we're using more implements for Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and being able to use more for, 97, 48 different percents of chapters at the end of the day. So, that's pretty much using 97%, 47%, 87%. So, it's pretty much just being able to be acknowledged of, your studenthood, and, understanding more about the correction that you can correct to make a greater compassion for your future, your impossible future at the end of the day. So, that's pretty much, what you've been growing up and knowing about as I become a intercontinental local county, or a local tyranny, intercontinental local tyranny at the time. So, that's pretty much where I just become a local tyranny of 2027 to 2098, and that's pretty much where we just making more conference with, being more applicable with, handling character, and being able to compatibilate back on the job scenes, just because that was a hard time we had in 2017 to 2022, just trying to compatibilate what this means, and how to configure it, even though we see that it was a configuration of bonus features that we could have that we could have all got scenes of, and understood more about. So, just being able to look at 28 different chapters, 98 different chapters, 68 chapters, from page 15 to page 82. It's pretty much where you get a big gist of chapters, reading for a dense capability of what's happening and what could happen, and being able to know more about the lifetime story in your Saint Nationalist theory that you got going on for yourself, in your novel that you compassionate yourself with. And as you can see, that is pretty dangerous, just because it is a cautious detail that gets embedded. So that's part of BMW right there. It's a big strict part of BMW's interscopes as you figure out different methods of its components at the time. So it's pretty much looking at $87,745.64 of that common ratio at the time. So that's pretty much where you're looking at good insurance, good quotes, and good possibilities for a better situation at the time. So that's pretty much where you want to be able to invest in those environments to promote more for the the look of 2029 to 2089 at the time. So that's pretty much where we're looking at 3.1 to and that's pretty much where you're just looking at the codes of coordinates as you look, between Comcast and EcoHerb 747 and Comcast 747, which is, all about software engineering at that time. So, that's pretty much just working with Task Manager and, EcoHerb works with Task Manager and Comcast works with, the classifications of placement at the time. So, it's pretty much where you've been able to configure different coordinates of placement at the time. So, it's pretty much working with instructors versus citizens, so you can be able to instruct your citizens individually and, have more toward, your application for, areas of coordinates at the time. So, it's pretty much, if I had a coordinate of placement, as far as a point to define our definitions of what we need, particularly from AIG or Jackson Hewitt or J.G. Wentworth or True West or Regions or Charles Schwab or, in that area. So, it's using, those components for those reasons. And, whatever it does is just a bonus feature that, amplifies the direction of propelled situations at the time. So whatever situation happening it is in a positive defiance. So it's pretty much where you're using it in a positive way instead of a slow or unpredictable way at the time. So it's pretty much where you're using 1999 to 2037 to 2067. So it's pretty much using 23 to 97 to 43 series of, of 3 gallons versus 8 gallons versus 830 gallons. And, being able to use more of the common mutual graph of the multi-chart, that gets amplified at the end of the day. So, that's pretty much getting you ready for 98 weeks, 38 weeks, 44 weeks.